Simulan mong abutin ang iyong pangarap na magbibigay dangal sa iyong bukas. Ang suliranin, hindi laging nandyan, dapat mong harapin. Kami iyong kasama sa bawat takin, magkaakbay nating lulutasin. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Ang mga aral ay ginintuang atin ng bawat guro na siyang gagabay sa iyong pagkamulat. Naway umukit ito sa iyong isipan, maging mapanuri, sundin ng wasto at nararapat. Kagandahang asal ang ipakita, ipadama ang pusong may malasakit. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Sakali mang tayo'y subukin ng unos, ating haharapin ng walang takot. Sasamahan ka ni Fernan at Dino, ang bagong barkada mo. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, edukasyon mo'y sigurado na. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, edukasyon mo'y sigurado na.
Fernandino Teens TV.
Hello, Fernandino Teens! Good morning! Welcome to another episode of Fernandino Teens TV Season 2. I am Ma'am Ada, your science teacher lecturer for today's episode. Join me as we explore and discover new learnings about solids and liquids together. Our topic for this episode is the phase changes between solid and liquid. Are you ready to learn, Fernandino Teens? Nice! The learning objectives for today's sessions are: first, describe the properties of solid and liquid. Second, identify the processes involved in the phase change between solids and liquids. Third, explain physical changes in terms of the arrangement and motion of atoms and molecules. And lastly, discuss the importance of phase changes of matter in our lives. In the previous science episode about phase changes between liquids and gases, you discovered the processes involved in the phase change between liquid and gas, which are vaporization and condensation. Let me ask you some questions about it to test if you can still remember the previous topic. You may write your answers on a piece of paper or type them in the comment box below. Let's get started. First, what do you call the process in which the liquid changes into gas? Very good. The answer is vaporization. One example of this is a puddle of water drying out. Next, what do you call the process in which gases turns into liquid? Great job! The answer is condensation. Example of this is the dew forms in the morning on leaves and grass because the warmer air deposits water molecules on the cool leaves. Again, good job, Fernandino teens. It looks like that you mastered the lesson from the previous topic. Now, before we formally begin our lesson, let us play a game entitled Who's Who? I will show you different pictures and statements, then you will identify if the picture or statement is referring to a solid or a liquid. Comment your answers below. Are you ready, Fernandino teens? All right. First, is it solid or liquid? Very good. It is solid. Next, is it solid or liquid? Correct. It is liquid. Next, it has definite shape and volume. Is it solid or liquid? Nice one! The answer is solid. Particles in solid do not have enough energy to overcome the strong intermolecular forces. As a result, particles are tightly held against each other. That allows a solid to have a definite shape and volume. Next, this phase of matter has a definite volume and indefinite shape. Is it solid or liquid? Good job! The answer is liquid. The intermolecular forces between the particles in liquid are strong enough to have a definite volume. However, they are not strong enough to have a definite shape. And as a result, they are still attracted to each other, but they can move freely. This allows liquid to conform to the shape of any container. Next, I start as a solid, but the increased energy in my molecules allow them to move around faster. So I melt and become a blank. Is it solid or liquid? Very good. It is liquid. Next, I start as a liquid, but the decreasing energy in my molecules render me unable to move around, so I freeze into a blank. Is it solid or liquid? Brilliant! It is solid. Awesome job, Fernandino teens! You are definitely familiar with the difference in properties and other characteristics of solid and liquids. Everything around us that takes up space is called matter. And matter is made up of unimaginably tiny pieces called atoms. There are more than 100 kinds of atoms. When these atoms are combined, they create a matter that we can touch and see. Just like the alphabets that are combined to form words or phrases, when two or more atoms are combined, they become a molecule. Atoms and molecule come together in huge numbers to form the matter all around us. Matter exists in different forms. They can exist as solid, which holds its shape, such as wood, ice, and stone. When matter floats easily and take the shape of its container, it is a liquid. Water, milk, and maple syrup are all examples of liquid. Matter can also spread out and fill whatever spaces they're in, like air does. This is called gas. These three forms of matter, solid, liquid, and gas, are all called states of matter. States of matter can change from solid to liquid, liquid to gas, and back again. Have you ever wondered how a solid turns into liquid and how liquid go back into solid? I know you observe these phase changes of solid and liquid around you almost every day. But what is the reason behind these changes? When we return, we will discuss more about the two processes involved on the phase change between solid and liquid. Stay tuned, Fernandino teens!
Ang Schools Division Office City of San Fernando, Pampanga ay kaisa ng Department of Education sa pagsasagawa ng mga proyekto at programa na tumutugon sa mga pangangailangan ng mga mag-aaral. Inilunsad ang Division Call Center for Tutors and Guidance Counselors upang magbigay ng educational at psychological assistance sa mga mag-aaral, magulang at stakeholders ng Division. Kaya, kung may nais kayong itanong tungkol sa pag-aaral, maaaring magpadala ng mensahe sa Division Call Center for Tutors and Guidance Counselors Facebook page o tumawag sa mga numero na makikita sa ibaba ng inyong screen tuwing Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa ganap na alas 8 ng umaga hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Maaari rin kayong sumangguni sa ating guidance counselors na nagbibigay ng guidance and counseling services. Lahat ng inyong ibabahagi ay mananatiling confidential. Ang nasabing programa ay nagsisilbing daan upang malaman ang feedbacks ng stakeholders para matulungan ang ating divisyon na mapagbuti pa ang mga sumusunod na programa. Ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Tumawag na sa aming mga numero o bumisita na sa aming Facebook page at magpadala ng inyong mga katanungan.
Fernandino Teens TV.
Welcome back, Fernandino teens! Before the break, we simply discussed that all matter is composed of atoms and molecules. We also discussed the three states of matter. All states of matter can undergo changes, and this change is what we call phase change. Do you have any idea what is phase change? Correct! Phase change is when a matter changes from one state to another. How do you think phase change occur? You're right! Phase changes occur when the temperature or pressure of a system is altered. When temperature or pressure increases, the behavior of molecules will change and interact more with each other. But when the pressure increases or temperature decreases, it's easier for the atoms and molecules to settle in a more rigid structure. If pressure is released, it's easier for the particles to move away from each other. Before we go on to our lesson, let us play a game entitled 4 Picks 1 Word. Are you familiar with this game? Nice! I will show you 4 pictures, then you will identify the hidden word that the 4 pictures are trying to tell us. You can write your answers in a sheet of paper or you can type on the comment section below. Are you ready, Fernandino teens? Let's begin. Here's the first set of pictures. Evaluate the pictures on the screen. What do you think is the hidden word? Very good! The hidden word is melting. Next, here's the second set of pictures. Pay attention to the pictures on the screen. What do you think is the hidden word? Brilliant! The hidden word is freezing. What is the relation of melting and freezing in our lesson? Correct! These are the two processes involved in the phase change between solids and liquids. Let us now take a deeper look at this process. First, we have melting. It is the process by which a substance changes from a solid phase to a liquid phase. Melting occurs when the internal energy of a solid increases. By applying heat, it increases the temperature of the substance until it reaches its melting point. Melting point is the temperature at which matter begins to change from a solid state to a liquid state. All matter has their own and different melting point. Can you now give an example where melting is observed? Good job! An example of melting is an ice cube turning into liquid water when you set it on a surface or hold it in your hand. Let us watch this short video, Melting Different Kinds of Solid.
Hello Fernandino teens! In this video, I will show you the melting of different kinds of solids. Here are the materials to be used: a gas stove, casserole, ice cubes, chocolate bar, butter, and a stopwatch. Reminder, if you want to try this at home, please be careful and make sure that you have an adult supervision. Let's start. First, on the ice cube, don't forget your stopwatch. The ice melted after 50 seconds. Second, the butter. The butter needs 55 seconds to melt. Last, the chocolate bar. It took 1 minute and 24 seconds for the chocolate bar to melt.
The video or short experiment tells us that there are solids that can melt in a short period of time and some may take more time before they melt. If a solid can be turned into liquid, can a liquid become a solid? Yes, that's correct. A liquid substance can turn into solid in the process called freezing. Freezing is a phase transition in which a liquid state of a given substance is changed to a solid state by removing the heat or reducing the high temperature of the liquid substance. It is also known as solidification. The liquid substance will become solid when it reaches its freezing point. Freezing point is the temperature at which a liquid becomes a solid at normal atmospheric pressure. The most common example of freezing is the formation of ice cubes in an ice tray when water is kept in the freezer for some time. Just like in melting, some liquids are easy to solidify when they cool. Some liquids may take more time to become a solid when they cool or when placed in a freezer. In melting and freezing, the substances are changing their physical state or physical properties. When we say physical state or physical properties, these are the characteristics that can be observed without changing the composition of a substance. Example is the ice and water in a cup. Their composition is water, but they are different when it comes in their physical state. Ice is solid and water is liquid. Another example is a bar of chocolate and a melted chocolate. Composition or chemical composition are the same, but physical state is different. Another one is when a solid sugar melts and turns into caramel. It changes in color, change in physical state, but same composition. Another interesting example is melting of solid sulfur. When solid sulfur melts into liquid, it changes in color, but they still have the same composition. Now, let's see if you really understand the difference between melting and freezing by identifying the pictures and answering the questions. Write your answers in the comment box. Are you ready, Fernandino teens? Great! Question number 1. Which phase change will happen if we apply heat on a solid substance? Very good. It is melting. Next, question number 2. Which phase change do you observe on the picture? Correct. It is freezing. Next, question number 3. Which phase change do you observe on the picture? Nice one. It is melting. Next, question number 4. Which phase change do you think will happen if you remove the heat or reduce the temperature on a liquid substance? Very good. It is freezing. When we get back, we will discuss the physical changes among solids and liquids in terms of the arrangement and motion of atoms and molecules. All that and more when the Fernandino Teens TV Season 2 returns.
Maya po oras kaya kayo, Fernandinos. Ako pala ay Elwin Arl Serrano ng City Tourism Office ng Siyudad San Fernando. Ngayong bulan na ini, pagmasusyantaya ang National Heritage Month, na ating temang Victory and Humanity, Upholding Filipino Heritage and Identity. Kambena nini, metong karang aktibidades na ng siyudad, atin ng launching ng bayong Heritage Passport. Yung Heritage Passport, apin ng metong karing proyekto ng kaya katamong siyudad, yung paminamuna ng Mayor Edwin D. Santiago. Anong nuka rin makalagelangan ding eganagan ng heritage sites, heritage structures, naakit tamo kin kaya katamong heritage district. Makakayado din kini, ding importansya da ding mapel na tradisyon, kaya ni syudad, kalupa na ng pamangawang parol, ang poing pamangalesa. May awo siyang heritage passport, uling atin kang dapat gawan, anong nukaran puntalan mo lading at tsuking passport, at saka ka mag-selfie. Kay ba't kanta, palto making tourism office, at mamiyalang sticker ka rin ganang apuntulan mong lugar. At timong may ngari ang tutong passport. Balo mingeni, panahon na ini, etamo makain bisa lumal, uli na ng COVID-19 pandemic. Kaya naman kimbanwa ngayon agkatan ko lading bikers tamo, edad 18 hanggang 50, imbis na lumaot kayo po, di na nyo lang dita ka oras di kaya katamong heritage structures, keni syudad. Anya naman karing mumunang 50 bikers ang makayari kaya katamong heritage passport, midinan lang premium only San Fernando loot bag. Inggawan nyo mo bakanta makapag-register, punta kayo mismo opisina na ng City Tourism, ng munisipyo, at saka kayo magdalang metong valid ID. Kabinan ng kaya kayong heritage passport, ating makasipit ang instruction nung nano pa ing dapat gawan. Anya naman ka rin hanggang kapadyakin, nanano ko pa, tara na!
Fernandino Teens TV.